Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Seahawks and the entire NFC West. The NFL landscape is always shifting, but this particular move is shaping up to be one of the most pivotal in recent history. Rumors have been swirling, but now we have some concrete insights straight from Adam Schefter that paint a picture of a blockbuster trade involving Alvin Kamara, a player who, if you've been following the league, is one of the most versatile and dangerous running backs in the game today. And the implications for Seattle? Well, they could be enormous. But let's break down what's really happening here, what it means for the Seahawks, and how this could redefine their playoff chances and beyond. First, let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. Now they're sitting at a 2-5 record, not exactly what you'd call a promising season, especially considering the high expectations that surrounded them coming into 2024. But it's not just about wins and losses. It's about cap space, strategic moves, and preparing for the future. The Saints are currently dealing with a strained cap situation, with about $7 million in space, which isn't a lot considering the NFL's salary cap environment. That's why they're making a move, trading Alvin Kamara, who's not only a 5-time Pro Bowler but also one of the most versatile backs in recent memory. Kamara's career stats are impressive, around 0 total yards and 80 touchdowns, and he's proven to be a threat in every phase of the game, rushing, receiving, and even in red zone situations. His all-purpose threat level is top tier, with a career average of 4.8 yards per carry and a PFF grade of 88.9, which is outstanding for a player with his workload. The trade deal involves the Saints sending Kamara to the Seahawks in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a significant asset, adding a top-tier player while acquiring draft capital to potentially select a rookie back or other key players to bolster their roster. Plus, the Saints are looking to free up cap space and avoid a costly extension for Kamara, which was projected to be around $15 million. It's a smart move from their perspective, especially if they're focusing on rebuilding around quarterback Derek Carr and aiming to develop a younger core of players on defense and offense. Now, for the Seahawks, the news is equally exciting. They're sitting at a 4-3 record, which isn't bad at all, but their red zone efficiency has been a concern, ranked 16th with a 52% touchdown rate. That's an area they're eager to improve, and adding someone like Kamara could be the perfect solution. Seattle's been relying heavily on their running back committee, with Kenneth Walker III leading the charge. Walker has been solid, with over 120 carries at a 4.2 average, but fatigue is starting to set in. The team is looking for ways to keep their offense fresh and versatile, especially in crunch time. Kamara fits that mold perfectly. He's not just a workhorse. He's a multi-dimensional threat who can take over in the red zone, be a reliable checkdown option for Geno Smith, and create mismatches against defenses. And speaking of Geno Smith, the Seahawks quarterback has been playing well, but he benefits tremendously from having a versatile back like Kamara. With Kamara's ability to make plays after contact, an 85 grade in burst after contact, he can extend drives, convert third downs, and help improve the team's overall efficiency. Statistically, Kamara's 2025 season is looking promising, with around 150 carries for 680 yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. He's also contributing through the air, with 45 receptions for 420 yards and 4 touchdowns. His YAC per attempt of 4.8 and EPA of plus 0.28 per run indicate he's a reliable and explosive weapon. His recent performances, like the 110 total yards and 2 touchdowns against Tampa Bay in Week 6, show he's still in top form despite injuries, mainly a calf strain that limited him to just 3 games in 2024. What makes this move even more interesting is the strategic fit for Seattle. Kamara's versatility allows him to be a true workhorse, especially in the red zone. The Seahawks have been looking for ways to improve their scoring efficiency and convert more third downs. With Kamara, they'd add a player capable of handling a heavy workload. reminiscent of the all-purpose backs of the 2010s that made teams like the Seahawks so formidable. Imagine a committee with Walker and Kamara. Walker can continue to be the explosive home run hitter, while Kamara can be the reliable, versatile back who can grind out tough yards, catch passes out of the backfield, and dominate in goal line situations. And of course, the impact on the Seahawks offense could be monumental. Analysts are projecting that Kamara's addition could boost the Seahawks' expected points added, EPA, by around 16%, translating to roughly 200 total yards for the season. That's not just a small bump, that's a significant leap. His presence could elevate the team's red zone efficiency by around 20%, especially with Geno Smith's ability to check down and find him in space. The Seahawks have been solid but not quite elite in converting red zone opportunities. Adding Kamara could push them into the upper echelon, maybe even into top 5 in scoring percentage. When it comes to their offensive line, the improvement could be noticeable too. With an extra reliable back in Kamara, the OL might gain more holes to block, increasing their yards per contact by about 1 yard, something that sounds small but actually makes a huge difference over the course of a game. This could lead to fewer 3-and-outs, which have been a bugaboo for the Seahawks, reducing their offensive stagnation and helping them sustain drives longer. This kind of sustained offensive efficiency is exactly what a team needs to push into the postseason and go deeper once they're there. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. This trade isn't just about adding a player. It's about shifting the balance of power in the NFC West and the NFC overall. The Seahawks with Kamara could elevate their offense from a middle-of-the-road unit to one of the league's most dynamic. Their total offense rank, which currently hovers around 14th, could easily climb into the top 6 with Kamara's addition. That means more possession time, more scoring opportunities, and a better chance to control games from start to finish. And for the playoffs, well, the numbers get even more intriguing. The Seahawks' Super Bowl odds could improve dramatically, from plus 2,500 to plus 1,300, which makes them a much more attractive pick in the betting markets. And don't forget about the rivalry aspect. The 49ers are currently favored to win the division at plus 600, but with Kamara's versatility and the Seahawks' improved offensive efficiency, Seattle could threaten their divisional rivals more than ever. A key matchup in the playoffs could see the Seahawks as a true contender, especially if Kamara can replicate or even surpass some of his best career performances. Imagine him lining up in the red zone with Geno Smith's quick checkdowns, creating chaos for defenses. His ability to make defenders miss and gain extra yards after contact, an 85 grade, means he's still got that explosive burst, that spark that can change games in an instant. Now, let's step back and consider the historical significance here. The Seahawks of the 2010s were famous for their all-purpose backs, marquee players who could do it all, from Marshawn Lynch's power running to their versatile secondary backs. Bringing Kamara into this mix is like reigniting that era of multi-dimensional, unpredictable offense. It's a move that says Seattle is not just content with being good. They're aiming to be great, to dominate on offense and make a serious push for another Super Bowl appearance. The team's identity could shift from a balanced but somewhat predictable unit to a truly hybrid force, capable of adapting to any opponent and any situation. And as we look towards the postseason, the potential for Kamara to be an X-factor is huge. His versatility is exactly what playoff defenses struggle with, finding ways to contain a player who can beat you on the ground, through the air, and in red zone situations. His recent grades and stats show that he's still in prime form, and if he stays healthy, he could be the difference maker that pushes the Seahawks over the top. The projections suggest that with Kamara, they could see their total yardage increase significantly, their third down conversion rate jump, and their overall scoring efficiency reach new heights. It's almost like adding a star piece to a puzzle that's already promising. In conclusion, folks, this move could be one of the most strategic and impactful in recent Seahawks history. It cements Seattle's reputation as a team willing to innovate, to take bold steps toward contention. Kamara's arrival would not only boost their offensive numbers, but also send a message to the league. The Seahawks are still a team to be reckoned with, and they're willing to do what it takes to chase that elusive Super Bowl title once again. The division rivalry with the 49ers just got even more intense, and the NFC landscape is shifting, with Seattle positioning itself as a serious contender. It's an exciting time to be a Seahawks fan, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Kamara is the missing piece that can propel Seattle into serious Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Are you excited about the possibility of seeing Kamara in the blue and green? Do you think this move will make the Seahawks a top 5 offense? Let us know. Don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news on the Seahawks. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Hawks.